So black women then had quite a different experience from white women in this moment of suburbanization and new real estate hopes.
Well, the post-war prosperity did spread to pretty much all of the country to one extent or another. There were, of course, large pockets of deep poverty, especially in the rural South and other places. But at the same time, a lot of groups and individuals and families that had been poor actually reaped the benefits of the prosperity of the post-war era, and among those were working-class black families, where the general prosperity and the rise in jobs and wages gave black men the opportunity to earn enough money, some black men, to earn enough to actually be able to support their families. And black women had always worked outside the home for wages in order to help support the family, but after World War II, for many black families, that was no longer necessary. So for black women, the idea of the post-war domestic life that was being promoted in the suburbs was attractive for very different reasons, because these were women who had always done domestic labor, but almost all of that was in the homes of white people. They were cleaning their homes, they were taking care of their children, they were housekeepers, but not for their own families. So the idea that the men of the black families could now support, in many cases could support their families without the need of their wives' labor bringing in money, meant that those women could now come back into their own homes and take care of their own families. Ebony magazine celebrated this move in a story entitled "Goodbye Mammy, Hello Mom," indicating that black women could now leave the job of raising white people's children and turn to raising their own.
I think it's worth noting here that partly that's made possible by the fact that black men have now, for the first time, been admitted in significant numbers into industrial unions.
Right, for sure.
And so they can get unionized, well-paying industrial jobs, which actually can and do support families and provide health care and vacations and so on. So for at least a small segment of the black population, there's a kind of movement into what we now call middle-class status. And yet, at the same time, the white women who are now going out to work in order to provide the consumer goods that their new suburban houses need are reproducing a model of labor that African American women had for many years represented. So there are sort of ironies here in this period.
Yes, absolutely. And that sort of switching around of women's expected roles, I think you articulated it beautifully. And the other piece of this, of course, is that when people look back to this time period and to the prosperity, often what is invoked is the GI Bill of Rights, which of course was very important. But what is less often invoked is the importance of labor unions, not only for black men, but for white men, and even for some women, and how important that was to provide the income and the work experiences that were really fueling this prosperity after the war.
Right, and that we're going to contain the lifestyle,
exactly,
or provide the lifestyle that containment made both desirable and necessary. It's
right.
fascinating
It is.
how that intersects with each other.